Welcome back to episode 2, season 3, episode 2 of Mike Chuck, the podcast where we talk wrestling in Nebraska, mainly high school wrestling. We'll talk some college along the way. Have some guests tonight. We'll always have guests because no one wants to hear you talk the whole time, Chuck. That's for sure.
You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong.
I know I'm not wrong.
How have we made it 3 seasons already?
We actually made it 4. But 3, like, technically under this brand.
Yeah.
It's been 4 there, bud.
We haven't gotten kicked off the airwaves yet. Great thing about the internet.
Yeah, you can just say whatever you want. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Okay, so let's set up the show, Chuck.
Pretty pumped.
Yeah, it's a good show. We always, like to, and this is like our annual thing that I feel like we do every single year with certain people. So tonight we will talk to the one and only Caveman, Iron Man, Cade Ziola. So we'll talk to Captain Caveman Ziola, and we'll talk to him, and then we will bring in Drew Kastler from Wrestle to kind of break down what happened this past weekend, which a lot happened. A lot happened tonight. We're recording Tuesday night. Holy crap, right? Like a text.
God, yeah.
What is going on? So, we will we'll get to it here in momentarily. So, Chuck, what was your biggest takeaway of the weekend? Let's just start there, and then we'll bring in our guests.
I mean, it's hard to ignore Cruiser Dominguez just jumping right on the scene, right?
Yeah, that was
first Nebraska freshman ever to place at the Ironman. I mean, he put the state on notice.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
in a big way.
Yeah, he's definitely that guy. So, and then obviously Cade got runner-up after winning last year, but moving up a weight class. So we will talk to him about all of that and probably the Nebraska thing. So let's just get right to it. No one wants to hear us talk.
Yeah, I'm not interesting enough.
Yeah. Why'd you have a knit hat on, by the way?
Why can't I wear a hat? It was cold outside. I just got in from practice.
You can do what you want. Just look a little goofy. Okay. All right. Let's talk to...
Coming from the guy who's got a cold dome right now.
Yeah. I wear a hat or whatever. Hoodies are my friend this time of year. So that's what happens. Okay. Let's talk...
I hate you so much.
Let's talk to the one and only Omaha or Skutt Catholic. You can't say Omaha Skutt. Do you know that?
Yes, I mean that's not the part. It's located in Omaha.
Yeah, it's Skutt Catholic is the official name. I got told by multiple people not to call it that anymore. So,
did a certain president of Skutt reprimand you for it?
That person and the volleyball coach, one Renee Saunders, may have both said something to me about it a couple years ago. So I've changed it.
Well, I think if Renee Saunders says something, you probably need to listen to it.
I generally do.
She's much smarter than us.
Yeah, I generally do. All right, let's bring in Cade. Cade, what's up, man?
What's up, guys?
How we doing?
I'm doing great. Excited to be on the show.
Yeah. Well, this is an annual thing. We've had you now 3 years in a row, and then obviously interviews and stuff on top of that. But we're at 3 years in a row being special guests.
No, I mean it keeps getting better every year. Come on.
We haven't had an athlete 3 years in a row.
That makes me feel special.
Yeah, you're the first one.
He's a little bit bigger than the last time we had him on.
A little bit
bigger.
So before we get to Ironman, let's talk about that, Cade. I mean, you've put on some really good weight. Moved up to 215, obviously, and you look. I mean, geez, man, you've been in the weight room a little bit.
Yeah, I got in the weight room pretty hard, this summer, and I was weighing about like 190, like I weighed in at Fargo the last day at 186. Like I was kind of little, like I wasn't like a full 190 last year, and then I kind of hurt my back a little bit at Fargo, and so I took a month off and just ate and lifted, and obviously I'm going heavyweight in college, so we actually got on these like crazy protein shakes, and I drink like 4 protein shakes a day and just pump some iron now, and I put on a lot of good weight and gonna hopefully continue to do that.
What would happen if I just took the protein shakes? Would I gain weight? The lifting thing's probably not gonna happen for me. But if I just actually, had the protein shake diet thing that you have, what would happen to me?
It'd be interesting. I'd love to see it. You could either get some rolls and kind of get fat, or maybe you could get jacked. Who knows?
The dude's got a freak metabolism. Of course he's going to get jacked from taking protein shakes and not doing anything.
I remember we went out to eat in Fargo, and I was like, oh, like Sauter like got a steak, and I was like, oh, there's no way he's gonna eat all this, and he actually like smashed it. I was like, oh shit, like I was like, this guy can eat.
You ever seen the time he ate like 25 tacos in one sitting?
Oh, I heard about that though.
Yeah, I mean, the 10 one-bite tacos was the thing. It happened.
Yeah,
Like,
it's pretty impressive. A little disgusting, pretty impressive.
yeah, that was 2 years ago, and then we were gonna do it, or 3 years ago. 3 years ago, Chuck. Yeah, yeah, the op was there. Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. Anyway, all right, Cade. So, not only did you move up to 215, you runner up at 215 Ironman after winning 190 last year. Talk to us about your experience this year and kind of wrestling that high level competition at that new weight.
Yeah, so I'm actually really I'm happy with how I competed. Like obviously the outcome wasn't what I wanted, but this year at Super 32 I lost to a guy from Indiana, and I actually got to see him in the semifinals of Ironman. I tech faulted him, which that one obviously felt good, and
No deal.
and then I was really offensive all weekend. Like I was like the one like shooting stuff, and in that finals match, obviously against #1 guy in the country, like I had wrestled the #1 guy past years. Like it wasn't him because I was obviously at a smaller weight. But I mean, I was kind of a coward in those matches. Like I'd kind of just sit there and try and keep it all close. Like this year, like I went after that dude. Like he was getting hit for stalling, for like walking back to the center too slow, and like I was shooting, and like I just obviously like I wrestled really hard, and I ended up coming short. I ended up giving up a takedown when I shot, and that's kind of then like a lot of people were like, "Dang, like you should have just kept hand fought and not shoot." But I'm like, no, like I just gotta work on finishing shots. Not like not shooting is me shooting is not the problem. Like I want to be offensive. I want to be the aggressor, be the competitor. And it was a really fun experience. Like in that match, I was like sprinting back to the middle, like clapping a little bit. Like all the fans were really into that one. And yeah, I was grateful that I got to get that opportunity.
Do you feel like you hit a big emotional dump after that match? And then heading into the finals, maybe you're a little bit more tired than you normally would have been?
No, I was my cardio was good. I was obviously fired up after the semifinals, but like once I saw us in the finals, all the pressure was gone. It's like, all right, like this guy's ranked ahead of me. Like, he hasn't lost in X amount of years. Like I'm like, all right, like it's like that's like what I get excited for. Like all the fans are gonna be watching. It's the finals. Like so I wrestled really well. Like I was really like if you guys go back and watch the match, anyone that saw it, like I was super offensive. I mean I wrestled hard. Like
You had fun wrestling.
yeah, I had a lot of fun. And like obviously like after the match I'm like super pissed. Like, I'm like beating myself up a little bit, like, oh like but like I don't know, like like going back and watch the match, I'm like if I wrestle every big match like that, like I won't lose many of them if I'm competing like that.
Did you had a more than just yourself there this year? We mentioned Cruiser at the beginning, but your brother was there. There's a handful of Skutt guys there. Talk about that experience, kind of having teammates there with you, or guys, even club teammates and guys who that there to support you.
Yeah, so first off, I just want to say, if you guys didn't know, Cole Welty, he got 4th out there, which was absolutely amazing. Like he had He had a great weekend. So that was really cool getting like in past years, like the first year we went, it was just me. And then last year we had a few other guys, but no one else made day two. And seeing Cole and Cruiser get on that podium was amazing. I thought it was so cool for our state, like seeing Nebraska like go out there and do that. That's awesome. Cause I'm super close with Cruiser and Cole. We train at the same club, and those dudes work really hard, and man, they deserve that. And then some of the other Skutt guys got to see what that next level is like, which I thought that was really cool for them. They were like, "Whoo!" And I thought my little brother, he wrestled really good, wrestled really hard. He's up and like he's going up in weight, getting bigger, getting better. I'm proud of him, and yeah, I think he's gonna be really good this year.
Yeah, how about that? I run into Cade and Ben last weekend, and Ben's as tall as me. When did that happen?
Dude, he blew up. Like he was 106 at like state last year. After state, he just got like he didn't get fat. He actually got tall. And so he walks around like 35 right now. And dude, Ben's got like a bicep vein and everything. I'm like, how do you do that? Like Ben's solid now.
Yeah, he could take Chuck. So I feel good.
100%. My knees can't take it anymore.
Let's kind of get to the Nebraska thing. We've talked in the past, obviously, about being committed to Nebraska and all that, but you go down there all the time. You train down there. You're super connected to the program already, and you're not even there. Like I mean, obviously you live close enough where you can just kind of run down there, but why so much? Why are you spending so much time down there? Why is it important for you to spend so much time down there?
So like what ultimately came down to making that decision was like when I'm there and I'm around those guys and those coaches, like it truly feels like I'm around like it feels like family. And I think that's such a great feeling when you're around like-minded individuals. And like when you put a bunch of dogs in a room, like they're gonna push each other and make each other better. And especially like, man, the coaches there, they care about their guys so much. And a lot of coaches like tell kids like to like live these great lives and like do all these things, but they don't actually live it. And the coaches at Nebraska are great people. Like they really live great lives outside of wrestling too. And I think that's something that gravitates me towards there. And then obviously my family, like I'm a big family guy. Like I couldn't imagine like being away from home. Like so great. So great being 45 minutes down the road.
You're a big mama's boy. Don't tell anybody that.
Hey, what's keeping you motivated right now for the rest of this high school season? Because I mean, you've got your college locked up. You've won just about everything there is to win. We're past Ironman now. Like, what's keeping you motivated for the rest of the season?
I mean, it's fun. Like I like wrestling, like there's always that next level to get to. So like when I like last night I went and like did a private lesson with Christian Lance, got my butt whooped. I'm like, dang, like I need to get better. Like I need to get better in these areas. And like getting to compete like in a Skutt singlet and with my brother and with people that I've grown up with and trained with so long, that's truly amazing. And so I always want to go out there and be the best version of Cade Ziola out in those matches. And so I really don't need like motivation because I love it. I think it's so fun.
I mean, yeah, that's that should be every wrestler's goal, right? To just enjoy wrestling that much. I mean, you're kind of living a wrestler's dream right now.
Hmm. And that's what I feel like our team, like our Skutt team's in that sense too. Like Ben lost the match this weekend, like 2-1, and he walked off the mat. He's like, I've never enjoyed wrestling this much. I go, dude, like you just lost. What the heck? He's like, but he was so close, and we all got this like we got a great culture there right now, and we're all pushing each other, and I think we're gonna do some special things as a team this year.
I don't know, man. Like people are talking about how you guys aren't gonna win it. I guess.
Here we go. Hey, we're gonna show up and we're gonna do our thing, and we'll see what happens. I but you guys better be at this prep duel. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, that's in division.
No, it's got moved to prep. I don't know if people know that yet. It just got moved. We had a schedule change, but those prep dudes are talking a lot of smack.
So, so close.
It's all like friendly. Yeah, we all did the MWC together. Like Adonis and Cruiser and JT, like those were all like my absolute boys. But like it's gonna be a fun, like competitive environment, competitive duel.
So just looking at that duel, you'll be 215. Who is that? That's Jude
I believe.
or Navarro. Yeah, that's right. Is that right?
I think so. Yeah, I don't really know who they have out there yet. I haven't really looked at all the. I don't care.
How important has it been for you to be a leader, not just for your Skutt team, not just at MWC, but you're kind of turning into a leader for every wrestler in the state. Tell us kind of what that means to you and like how you kind of came upon it.
I think just being around like great leaders and great like people my whole life. You know, back I remember when I was the kid training at Nebraska boys that looked up to the Antrell Taylors, the Isaac Trumbolls, and they were such like great mentors for me. And they always like did the right things, did like acted right, did the right stuff. And so you know, kind of as I'm on this journey, I want to be a leader for a lot of these kids. So like I'll go to the youth tournaments. I'll do private lessons with kids, like because I know how important it was having those mentors, like and getting good people in your life. And I want to, like, if I can share some knowledge with some kids and help them out with some stuff, it really means a lot to me because I know how grateful I am for people like my dad, my mom, like Coach Travell, and my Skutt coaches, like everyone in my life that's kind of helped me, my brother, like. So if I can play a small part in someone's development, and help someone achieve their goals, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, you were like taking pictures with kids and signing autographs and doing all this stuff. You're like the face of Nebraska wrestling right now. You are maybe Antrell or Ridge, I guess, if you look as a whole. Like you're in that category. How does that make you feel?
It just gets me excited. Like you guys have no clue how excited I am to wear this block N on my chest someday. Walk out in the Devaney Center. Like I got goosebumps thinking about it right now because it's something that you know I've always been a Nebraska fan. I've been working towards it forever. And like when I was also getting recruited, the Nebraska coaches told me like, imagine you're in the national finals, you're walking out. Could you ever picture yourself winning another singlet that's not the block N? And I was like, no, like this is what I want to do. Like, come on.
For a lot of these kids that don't know, you didn't go out and just start dominating wrestling right away in the youth level. Like it took a lot of work to get where you are.
So I have as many Ironman titles as I do youth state titles. Like I had one youth state title in 6th grade, but it's just one of those things where it's like, all right, like I always loved it. Like I always like I would always get like super upset and mad when I was younger. But like I knew like, hey, if I just stick with it, like it's gonna hopefully figure itself out one day. And you know, I met the right people, did the right things, and it's kind of working out. And I just want to stay on this journey.
So you're saying that even though you're the best 6th, 7th, or 8th grader, it doesn't always translate to high school. Imagine that. Wow.
Yeah, wow. The mistake, like a lot of like 6th, 7th, and 8th, really good 6th, 7th, and 8th graders mistake is they've won their whole life, so they only do the moves that win. But like when you get older, like there's the days of just grabbing a head and arm and sticking someone over. Like you gotta develop with the sport. And like when you're a freshman in high school, you're gonna get beat by some seniors, like unless you're just some world beater phenom. Like you're gonna lose. Like some people just have more testosterone, have been doing it longer. Like, and that's those losses have got to motivate you, and you gotta develop with the sport and kind of make your own style, have your own fun. And like I say, like if you truly are passionate about it and love it and do the right things, like you're gonna be successful.
All right, man. Well, congratulations again on a successful Ironman. And I'm sure we will talk to you down the road sometime.
Heck yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
BFL.
BBFL, baby.
Show me those shoes. Show us those shoes.
Yeah, you guys got to take a look at these. Hey, look at the tongues. Look at these wrestling shoes.
Those are clean.
Dude, I mean, the custom made, got a little early Christmas gift.
Man, I'm
Big Tim's taking
My dad does take care of me a lot.
yes, he does.
I mean, it's like every other day you open a package on the porch and I'm like, holy crap, look at these.
Hey Tim, I'll give him my address. He can send some stuff.
Yeah.
Because we usually get in trouble, and then one of us gets in trouble, and then all of a sudden there's a pair of wrestling shoes like making up for it. It's so funny.
Hey, I'll give him my address. All right, man. We will talk to you later. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah. Great kid.
Buddy, he's the only person in the world that's going to say that he's ever wrestled like a coward.
Yeah, I mean,
That's not the words I would have used, but you know.
nah, man. Like obviously I think I've gotten to know him and his family a little bit over the last couple years, and he is the epitome of like what you want your kid to be, I think.
Oh yeah.
Like
I mean,
he is, when I say he was signing autographs, this is at the USA seniors. He's signing autographs, taking pictures with little kids, like doing all the little things, right? Saying hello, and never like didn't brush anybody off or wasn't too cool or anything like that. And just works hard. Like he just works. I love.
he always doing something for wrestling.
Right.
Like he said, he does privates, he does the scrap lab, he does a Bible study with a group of kids, like what else do you want out of somebody? He's just a natural born leader.
He's also all about his school. Like,
Yeah.
dudes in student sections of football games and basketball games, and like cheering on like other, like he's all about Skutt. He cares about that place. Like he's the epitome of what like you want your kid to be. So, his mom must have raised him right.
We know it wasn't his dad.
I did not say that. I did not say that. I have not. No. Holy. Oh, no. You're getting a text about that one, but what? Not me.
Oh, man.
All right. So, that was cool, fun, right? Always. We will now move on to our next guest to break down everything, kind of look ahead. Won't be as clunky as last week because we only have one of these guys, and we'll go back to the regular rotation with the Any Wrestle guys. So Drew Kastler will join us next. Drew, how we doing? Can't hear you, Drew.
1 sec.
Can hear you now.
Give us a thumbs up if you can hear us.
Give us a thumbs up. Yeah. Oh, must be on the computer.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Okay. Have thumbs up bubble going on. How'd you get that taken off?
I did not do anything different. I literally have the same setup. Happen, you never know. Follow up Cade Ziola though, huh?
Oh no, that's pretty good.
Not early shit. Huh?
I was thinking the same thing. Like, all right, wrap up the show. Let's just send it home.
So Drew, a lot went down. We just talked to Cade. He finished runner up, did tremendous, had a great finals match, just came up a little bit short. What else happened, I guess, this weekend? Break down kind of the highlights of the weekend for us.
Okay, so on the Ironman side, shout out to Cole Welty and Cruiser Dominguez getting it done. Cruiser was the first ever freshman from Nebraska to finish top 8. And then Cole top 4. I mean, we had him slotted at 120 and made 113. And I mean, I think he won 6 matches in a row. He lost to the top seed in the first round and won 6 matches in a row to get into that 3rd place match. So
you want to talk about another just great kid. Cole Welty's just impossible to not cheer for. You remember when we interviewed him in Fargo a couple of years ago? Yeah. We had to tell him hey, you got to look up at the camera. We had to into the microphone, buddy. He said, man, yeah, he's so easy to cheer for.
Yeah. And then, I mean, like outside of Ironman, Prep had Cruiser Dominguez and Bonner. They went to Ironman, and then the rest of their guys, well, not all of them, a few of them were out of the lineup, like JT. but they went over to the Donnybrook in Iowa, which is a sweet tournament. Lots of the best Iowa teams. I think there's teams from Minnesota and like Illinois. It's a good tournament, and they got like 7th. And I think they were missing, 3 huge point scorers, and I know at least one other. So they're obviously gonna have a great year. And like Cade said, that one's gonna be freaking awesome to watch between them and Skutt.
Yeah, but I'm kind of disappointed that it got moved to prep.
Instead of, it was gonna be at Devaney, right?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, before one of the duels.
Yeah, I'm not, because I'm gonna talk to coaches at prep and see if we can stream it.
Well, yeah, I guess I didn't think about that part. That makes sense.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Yeah. York.
Yeah, dude. So I went down to York on Friday, and Cody was there all day on Saturday. Pretty good glimpse into Class B, and then C number 2 Minden was there. York brought home the team title for the 2nd straight year. They were missing Emmett Dirks, who was a 2023 state medalist too, and they cleared Central City by a fair amount, and then Waverly was behind Central City. So those are going to be 3 of your best dual teams in Class B. So, that always helps from like an analysis standpoint to see how teams are looking. And Waverly kind of has a star in the making with that Dominic Olson. He's a freshman. He actually beat his teammate in the finals.
Yeah.
And Greg Klukas was 2nd place at 106 last year. And so, that kind of tells you where Dominic Olson is, and he's presumably on his way down to 113. So that'll help the Vikings out quite a bit once he gets down. And Harrison Smith, I don't think wrestled at 285 either. So they had a couple guys that maybe weren't in there on Saturday.
Those two going against each other in that wrestling room every day is probably pretty fun.
Yeah. That's, gosh, you got to love having a great room. Those.
Yeah.
Cade was kind of talking about it, and I'm sure the prep guys would say the same. And that tournament at York's turned into a really nice one in the last at least few years.
That's kind of the thing I like about these first few weeks is you get to see those freshmen start to pop up out of nowhere and make names for themselves. And then, you get to those mid-season to end of season conference tournaments and you really see what they're made out of. And it's kind of cool to see the freshman development throughout the year.
Yeah, man, there's the rise of club wrestling in Nebraska. It's been a long time, but the guys like Olson, there's a ton of guys from MWC, and there's just a whole bunch of young talent that is used to wrestling high level opponents. And so when they step foot on the mat in high school, it's not a big surprise to them. They're not blinded by the lights or anything in a lot of cases, and they're kind of hungry. They want to be the guy.
One guy that did not wrestle this weekend, but I was told was gonna wrestle in their duel tonight is Tyson Terry. They're dueling Burke tonight. So he maybe.
Yeah, I don't know if Burke has a heavyweight though either.
Okay, and I was told that last night at a basketball game, so I might be.
Yeah. Well, and that I think I talked to Ryan and Tyson last week, and that was the goal, was to get him down, certified, ready to go. I think he was at about 290 last week, so he was still trying to get down from about 310.
He was playing football at about 315.
Yeah. So
always got to weigh some.
They said the knee's good, ready to go. So, we're ready to see. We really need to appreciate what we're getting out of Tyson Terry this last year here, because we might not see anything like that for a while.
He could have packed it in, too. He could have just graduated a semester, went to started training. We've seen
4th title.
Cross Bluff heavyweight.
Oh, that 4th title means a lot to him.
Yes. Yeah. There was no way he was not going to do that, by the way. So
correct.
On the girl side, Drew, I guess kind of walk us through some things you saw or what happened.
Oh, well, Grand Island girls, they weren't at full strength. I don't know if they've ever lost a duel, but they lost a duel to Minden on Thursday or Friday, which was kind of surprising. But again, they didn't have like their normal big guns, if you will, in the lineup. But I mean, that's pretty dang cool if when you start seeing that level of parity. Adeline Grazier won the Dan Gable Donnybrook for West Side, who had like the reigning state champ girls team West Side. They were without several of their starters, so there's some question marks there for West Side. Lexington kind of outdueled Kearney out of the Kearney Invite. Millard South did well in Nebraska City on Friday night. They finished runner up to like a top 5 team in Iowa. The Norfolk girls, they kind of reload with freshmen that I've never heard of every year. So they it's cool because with the girls side, I mean, a lot of these girls have done the sport for a while, but then there's always some that I guess jump in and catch on quickly. So it's kind of been a little bit of a learning curve, but Grand Island bounced back quick and they went up to O'Neill and kind of took care of business. And, with the full lineup, they're probably still at least the best dual team in the state.
You brought up Norfolk and Millard South there. That made me think of, oh, hey, we're recording this Tuesday, and Norfolk 53-17 in a duel tonight, and it's the first loss since January 3rd of 2019 in a duel for Millard South.
Yeah,
in-state duel.
I'm sure your Millard South fans will be quick to point out that they were probably 6 starters from.
They had a lot of guys out.
Yeah, 100%. But I'm just,
But Norfolk, I mean,
the same thing, right? Like that's probably good for the sport overall. Yes, it had to been a rockin'. That duel's in Norfolk tonight, man. I bet the Panther crowd.
How's that place? I mean, it's good for them. Good for them. I mean, that's big for Norfolk wrestling, and they're always up there with the top teams in the state. And yeah, they were at Fremont last week and looked pretty good too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so obviously big win there. You had Papillion La Vista beat Papillion La Vista South tonight too. The battle for Papio or whatever it's called.
Papio?
Whatever. This, I don't know. What do you guys call it?
It's threw me off. It's Papio.
Sorry. Papillion. Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
That threw me off. That threw me off.
I've always said that. I know it's wrong, but I can't not say it. Yeah, so Council Bluffs Classic this weekend, huh, fellas?
Good Council Bluffs Classic. Saturday.
I think we counted 186 ranked wrestlers from 3 or 4 different states. On the boys' side, 114 girls, 300 on the button. Exactly.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. And that could have, I mean, it's crazy because with the scheduling points, Omaha Skutt and Creighton Prep weren't able to go this year. And I mean, because they're traveling to 2-day tournaments, but yeah, that. I mean, but still, it's going to be awesome. Millard South, Lincoln East are going to be there. Again, some of the best teams in Iowa, and then a lot of the top teams from Kansas, who are kind of the only time I ever get to see or hear about any of those guys. So we do a lot of research this week, kind of gearing up for the CB Classic, which is
some South Dakota guys. I mean,
yeah, Brandon Valley, South Dakota. That they're always, I think, the top team in South Dakota every year. They're damn good. They beat Millard South and Papillion La Vista at the Sergeant Bluff tournament last weekend.
Interesting.
Yeah, if you're a fan of wrestling, get over to the Council Bluffs Classic, and you're going to see some really high-level wrestling. And then the next day, I'll be there all day for the King and Queen of the MAC and Rookie of the MAC.
Hey, that's an awesome youth tournament. My nephews are going to be there, too.
Oh, it's awesome. I'm taking all my kids to go wrestle there. Just noticed wrestling a little bit.
This weekend's going to have Unle and Ornelas.
Oh yeah,
So I mean, that's like 2 national caliber guys, and they're
yeah.
But they only got pushed a little bit in the finals out at Fremont.
yeah,
Last second takedown to win.
yeah.
Beating Creighton last, and they had a battle last year at the Fremont tournament too.
Last time got him once out of like 3 or 4 times last year, right?
I think it was. I think it was at the Fremont tournament.
Yeah, he beat him once.
Yeah, that adds a lot of intrigue to Class A 120 now because they're going to see each other a couple more times probably.
Oh, and on top of all the times that they've wrestled over the summer in the MWC round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be fun. All right, Drew, anything else for us, or we good?
No, see you guys in Council Bluffs if you're going. Are you guys going?
I think so in the morning and first part of the afternoon.
Cool.
Yeah, I'd like to go.
You said you were going to go last year. You didn't go.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go. It took me a whole year, but I'm ready to go.
I was there last year waiting for you. You weren't there.
I'm ready to go. I told you. I'll go right now.
Just go there and wait. Just camp out there.
Yeah. I live 5 minutes from there.
Exactly. And you didn't go last year.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay.
I'm hurt about that. You're supposed to announce the finals.
What else do you guys want from me? I said sorry.
Thank you. Yeah.
Some things aren't forgivable.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
Council Bluffs. If Kyler Lordson wrestles and Logan Glenn, if Lordson's up at 65 and Glenn's there, and then Glenn lost 4-2 to the number 1 guy in Iowa at Sergeant Bluff, and I think things got a little chippy at the end. And I know that the last match with Lordson and Glenn was kind of intense too in Lexington. So that those 3 guys, if they're all at 165, man, that'll be awesome.
Yeah, that will be fun.
Hey, Drew, you need anyone to announce the finals at Council Bluffs Classic?
Dependable people only.
People that will actually go out.
I honestly, don't have the answer to that question, but if you're able to, that would be sweet.
I'll go just to rub it in Mike's bald head.
It's fine. Whatever. Rub it for you. All right, Drew. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. See you this weekend.
See you, fellas.
Yeah. All right, Chuck. So you're going to be at Council Bluffs Classic. I'll be there in the morning. What time are you going to get there? You get there late?
Yeah, I'll probably be there late.
Soft.
What time do you get there?
I don't know. When does it start?
Why are you yelling at me all of a sudden?
Whenever it starts, that's when I'll be there.
Stop yelling at me, pal. I'll meet you there.
I got to go to some basketball later in the day, though.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just saying I do. So
hey, just for the record, everybody, Mike kept us waiting about 20 extra minutes.
Not 20. It was like 5.
It was about 10.
Closer to 5 on the 10 side than 20 on the 10 side. Anyway, keep going.
Whatever you gotta tell yourself, Al. Yeah, just sitting around. Cade's a busy man, has to get his beauty rested, and you just had him sitting here.
I had to go be a dad and take my kid to see kids, plural, to see Santa. So what do you want from me?
Oh, I'm not gonna break the news about Santa over the internet. I'm not getting canceled for that one.
You never know, man. You never know. You gotta always believe.
You are starting to look like Santa once that metabolism starts slowing down. You got the white beard, you got the bald. Oh, Santa's not bald.
People have told me that my metabolism is going to slow down since I was a little kid, and it has not. They're like, oh, wait till you turn 20, and then it was wait till you turn 30. Well, it hasn't happened.
I've never seen somebody chug so many Coca-Cola and Dr. Peppers in my life.
Last year's state, yeah, I have not had a soda, is what I call, pop or whatever else.
That's the correct pronunciation of it. It's a soda.
I have not had a soda since May 31st.
Oh, wow. Did you go through withdrawals?
A little bit for like a couple of days.
What about caffeine in general?
Oh, yeah. Caffeine, sugar, all that is fine. Just baby
steps.
I'm not a soda at all.
We're getting there. I haven't had an energy drink in a hot minute.
Well, that's good for you. Let's see.
Yeah.
If I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah. We're shedding off some of this winter weight.
Yeah. Shedding off. It's started right now. Winter started.
Yeah, but I'm going to Mexico. I'm going to Mexico in February, so
You've been trying. When are you going in February? States February.
February 4th through 8th.
Jeez.
Be before state. Calm it. This guy's always yelling at me.
You've been trying to shed winter weight for your whole life.
I've been doing it.
Okay.
Hey, I hit 500 miles walking this year.
That's awesome. That's great.
I did it.
Do it. Try and get to 200 by the end of the year. More.
200 more by. I'm looking to get up to 550.
Okay, get to 600 by December 31st or January.
We'll give it the old college try.
Give it 100. Get 100 in it.
I'll give it a try.
You're right. All right, bye. We'll see you this weekend.
All right, later, brother.
All right, man.
A Hurrdat Sports Network production.